Welcome to another Nerdy Nummies. I am so excited for today's video because we are going to be making Kirby cake pops. A big thank you to Nintendo for sponsoring this video and sending me this Nintendo Switch OLED model system. Woo! Kirby is one of my favorite Nintendo characters. I always played Kirby when we were playing Super Smash Bros. I love Kirby for so many reasons. One, Kirby's a foodie. Loves to inhale things just like me. Nom 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 nom. And Kirby is also small but tough. Kirby's a tough puff. And in celebration of the new Kirby game, Kirby's return to Dream Land Deluxe, I thought it would be perfect time to make these. In this new game, the Tough Puff, Kirby is back for a 1 to 4 player platforming adventure on Planet Popstar. Copy enemies' abilities and use their power to breathe fire, attack with a sword, wield with a whip and more, shoot lasers, and kick up a sandstorm with the brand new Mecha Sand copy abilities. Choose characters like King Dedede, Meta Knight, and Bandana Waddle Dee. And again, a big thanks to Nintendo for sponsoring this video. And a reminder, Kirby's return to Dream Land Deluxe is available now at participating retailers as well as on the Nintendo eShop. You can even get a taste of the adventure with a free demo version and try the game solo or with up to 4 players. If you'd like to check out the game, I'll put a link down below. All right, now without further ado, let's make some Kirby themed cake pops. Let's get started. First step to making our cake pops is making a cake. The recipe that we're gonna be making today is my chocolate cake recipe from my cookbook. The reason I love this, it's super simple. It's literally a dump and stir recipe. You don't need a bunch of equipment and it's delicious. So good, you guys. All right, so the first step, in a large mixing bowl, we're gonna mix together our dry ingredients, flour, and I'll be putting all of the ingredients and the measurements in the description down below. And then cocoa powder, woo-hoo-hoo, chocolate, get in my face, baking powder, baking soda, a little bit of salt, salty, and cinnamon. Then you're gonna take a whisk together till well combined. You want all the dry ingredients to be the same color. You don't want it to be streaky. Oh, also, speaking of chocolate, look at my hair. I'm a brunette again. Once well mixed together, we're gonna add our sugar and my favorite sugar, brown sugar. And remember, if you don't have any brown sugar at home, you can literally make it if you have molasses. You take the regular granulated sugar and add molasses to it. That's how you make brown sugar, everybody. Then once again, take your whisk all together into the dry ingredients. Once you've mixed in the sugars, set off to the side. Now, in a medium-sized bowl, we're gonna mix together 2 eggs, water, vanilla extract. Before you add the rest of the wet ingredients, we're gonna mix these all together right now. I'm using a spatula to scoop out the sour cream, and this is my secret ingredient to making a delicious chocolate cake. Adds a lot of moisture, and it's just perfect. Last but not least, we're gonna add a little bit of oil. Then whisk together one more time. Now for the fun part, which again is super easy. You're gonna pour all of the wet ingredients into the dry and mix together. I'm gonna mix together using a whisk and a spatula to scrape down the sides. You really don't need an electric mixer or stand mixer. You don't need any of that. And I can't anyways because I lost power at my house. But the show must go on, everybody. That was a ring that flew off my hands. Whisk these together till well combined. And then let me do one scrape down with my spatula, and this is ready to put in a pan and bake. Oh, gee, you know, oh! It didn't fall. It wanted to, and then it didn't. Okay, this looks incredible. Cake batter is done. It's ready to put into a pan. You can use any pan you want. I'm using an 8-inch round. It's greased and lined with a little piece of parchment paper at the bottom so that the cake won't stick. But because we're gonna be crumbling our cake after it bakes, you can literally put it in any pan. Just know that different pans might have a little bit of a different bake time based on how thick the cake is. Pour all of your batter into your greased and lined pan. Oh, I love this. Look at this. It's like a chocolate water careful. Heat your oven to 325 degrees. I'm reducing the heat just a little bit, and we're gonna bake the cake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Once your cake has baked, give it plenty of time to cool. While it's cooling, I'm gonna make ganache. There's many different ways to bind together the cake in a cake pop. I used to make these with buttercream icing, but they're a little softer, they don't hold their shape, they're more finicky, I would say. Then I started using cream cheese. That worked better. It would hold shape, but it would sweat a little bit. I finally started using ganache. I talked to a lot of different bakers and they said use ganache as the binding agent. They're much sturdier, they hold the shape, whatever shape you want to do, whether it's a traditional just little circle or a square or a triangle, you can make anything you'd like, and they don't fall down the lollipop stick. I highly recommend making ganache. It's really easy, so you just want to add double the amount chocolate to cream. Here, for example, I have 1 cup of chocolate and then half a cup of cream. Heat your cream on the stove. You'll bring it to a scald, not a boil. If it boils, it's too hot. A scald is when the bubbles start to form all the way around the outside of the pot. And then you're gonna pour it over your chocolate, just like this. You wanna make sure all the chocolate is submerged so you can kind of jiggle the bowl around just a little bit. Make sure everything's covered. Now let it sit for 1 minute. Don't touch it, don't mix it. Here's a food nerd thing. This process right here is called emulsification. After a minute, get a whisk and whisk together. You're gonna keep whisking until it becomes very smooth. Then we're just gonna let it sit out until it becomes room temperature, and it's gonna thicken. It's gonna be great. If you've never made ganache before, this is really fun. Our ganache is ready. It's room temperature. We pop the cake out of the oven, give it plenty of time to cool. I let it wait until it's also room temperature. You don't want your cake to be too hot or warm out of the oven. You want it to be at room temperature. Next step is to crumble our cake in a large bowl. Now for this part, you don't need to, but you can use an electric hand mixer to mix these two together to make it a little easier. I love doing this because I get to get my hands messy. It's the same reason I love kneading dough. I don't know, I just find it really relaxing. So I break the cake into sections, like so. Bring it over the bowl. You can rub the sections together and they'll kind of crumble in the bowl below you. For anything that doesn't crumble, you get your hands in there and break it apart. Oh, like this. You just want to break it up so there's no big chunks. This looks great. Little lumps are fine. You can leave those. Once the cake's crumbled, we're gonna wash the hands, then we'll add all of the ganache. Much better, clean hands. Now scoop all the ganache into your cake crumbs. Then mix together the ganache on a medium speed until it's one consistency. Looking good. Our cake pop mixture is looking perfect. Now scoop your cake pop mixture and roll into balls. I'm using this little ice cream scoop and it has a little handle to help you pop out the cake a little bit easier. But if you don't have one of these, the measurement is about 1 tablespoon. So you can just scoop with a tablespoon and pop it out. All right, so let's do a scoop. I'm just going to fill it and flatten it. Over here, I'm just popping them out on a baking sheet lined with a piece of parchment paper so that they don't stick. And later we're gonna pop them in the fridge. So you just wanna put them on top of something that you can easily pop in the refrigerator. All right. Just keep scooping them, just keep doing this and fill up your tray. Once you've scooped all your cake balls, look at them, there's so many. We're going to roll them using our hands. And roll, roll, roll. Oh, perfect little cake pop. I love it. Just keep doing this to the rest of your cake balls. And once you've rolled all of them, we're gonna pop this baking sheet in the refrigerator for 1 hour to chill. Once your cake balls have chilled in the fridge, now it's time to assemble our cake pops. We're gonna make them look like this. We're gonna attach the lollipop stick and 2 candy-coated chocolates on each side. The little candy-coated chocolates are going to be Kirby's arms, and we can stick them any way you'd like. We're gonna have some fun with it. Take a lollipop stick, we're gonna dip it into some pink melted coating chocolate, dip the end in, and then you're gonna press it not all the way, but a little past halfway through the cake pop. Like so. Then you're gonna take 2 of these cute little candies, dip half of it, and then put some pressure on this side and attach on this side. And here's where you can have some fun. You can put the little candy in to look like the hands like this, or they can go up, or they can go down. Do the same thing to the other side. Take another little candy, dip. Oh, I'm gonna go up here. Kirby's waving. Oh, that's cute. Once you've assembled all of your little cake pops, they're ready to dip. It's time to dip. We're going to dip the cake pop right to the line, this little pink line that we dipped from before. All right, here we go, Kirby. Woo! You're gonna just dip straight down And that's why a narrow container is really good for this. And then gonna lift up. Then on the side of the glass, you're just gonna tap, 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 tap. And that's gonna help the excess chocolate drip off into the cup. Once the drip slow down, you're gonna gently wipe the back on the side of the cup. Then just place over here for it to set and dry. I've got a styrofoam block. You can get these at any craft store. You can find them online. I have a bunch of them around the house. Then we're gonna keep doing that to the rest of our cake pops. The cake pops take about 10 minutes to set, so they set very quickly. Like by the time that you're done dipping all of them, you can probably start decorating the first one, which is what I've got going on right here. Next step, we're gonna make Kirby's feet. I am so excited because we're just getting into the decorating, which is the fun part. So in front of me, I've got some red fondant. I've rolled it out into a log. This is how I've made the feet. You can do it however you'd like though. And then using a sharp cutting knife, you're just gonna cut little sections about yay big. I've got a bunch here. They kind of look like those little licorice bites. So funny. Just using your hand, just round the sides. You can just press all the way around. Press on the top, press on the bottom, press on the side, and it's just gonna round the top of it while leaving the bottom nice and flat so it looks like a little shoe. I'm gonna be making a whole lot of feet. Pick up Kirby's little foot, dip it into a little bit more of the melted chocolate, then just stick it onto the bottom so the flat part is facing down. And you can position these little feet however you'd like. They can be sticking out, sideways. Kirby's always jumping around, climbing on stuff, running around. I'm just holding Kirby's foot on for a few seconds to let the chocolate set. Then it should be good to go. Look at that. Just keep doing this to the rest of your cake pops. Time to decorate Kirby's cute little face. We're gonna be piping a bunch of different expressions on all of these cake pops. I've started a couple over here. We're gonna be decorating in layers to give Kirby's eyes more expression and more dimension. So like you can see over here, I've done a couple. We've got the first layer on. You're always gonna start with black. This is royal icing or cookie icing in a piping bag, and I've just cut the smallest opening at the top, the smallest you can muster, and just piped little designs. I'm going to show you how I did these ones. You just press down gently into the cake pop to kind of sketch where you want to place the eyes. Take the black royal icing and just pipe a straight line, applying pressure, go back and forth, then spread it out a little bit wider with the toothpick. I'm using kind of circle motions. The toothpick gives you more control. All right, here we go again on the other side. Go back, forth, boom. Perfect. Same thing over here. Gonna make it a little bit wider, a little rounder at the bottom. Then for Kirby's mouth, you can either pipe a little straight line of some sort with the same color black, or anything with open mouth Kirby, sucking in all the sweets and foods and then we can use the darker color red. It's almost a burgundy. So this is gonna be an open mouth design. So I'm just gonna pipe a little burgundy color right here. I'm gonna pipe just a little circle of it there. And then again, using a toothpick, I'm gonna pull out the corners of the mouth. And you're gonna get that perfect little mouth shape. Oh my goodness, yes. The cutest little Kirby. And this is the first layer. So I'm just gonna stick this in the styrofoam and let it dry. And then I'm gonna keep piping on these little Kirby's, the first layer of eyes and mouth. We're gonna do all different expressions. Now we're gonna give some detail to the eyes and the mouth. This is what we just piped the first layer, and here we've added the details. I'm gonna start with the mouth. We're gonna use some red royal icing, and we're just gonna put the smallest dot right in the middle, the lower part of the mouth. Grab a toothpick and shape it. Push it out to the sides a little bit, to the other side a little bit. Now we're gonna work on the eyes. We're gonna start with the bottom half of the eye, which is blue. Ooh, a blue over here. We got the bottom part of the eye. Now we're gonna use the white icing. Again, put a little circle on top, just a little bit. Oop, so cute. You can do any kind of face you want. We got a happy Kirby. We got a little frustrated Kirby. Kirby has so many different little facial expressions. I'm gonna keep decorating their faces, and then we're gonna add the final decoration. Time for the final decoration step. We're gonna be adding Kirby's little cheeks. Cute, rosy cheeks. I've added the cheeks to a few of these pops over here. boot and boot using petal dust. You can use petal dust, luster dust. If you don't have any, it's okay to use some pink royal icing. It will be more of a circle, but I love using the petal dust because it really looks like blush. It really looks like a rosy cheek. Check it out. So cute. I love this decoration step because it's kind of like putting on makeup. Ah, look at this. Got a little bit of pink petal dust over here and a small brush. And I'm just gonna dab, doop, 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 doop. Then to get off the excess, I'm just gonna dab into a paper towel because it doesn't take much to get the look that we're going for. Take a little cake pop and then underneath the eye, we're just gonna brush, boop, 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 one side and then the other. Boop, 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 just like that. Then we're gonna do the same on the other side. One way and the other. Boop. And there you go. Now do this to the rest of your cake pops. And ta-da! There you have it. Adorable chocolate ganache Kirby cake pops. They're so cute. Ah! I love them. These are pretty easy to make. I'll be posting a bunch of pictures and the recipe online. And if there's one piece of advice that you take away from this video, it is use ganache as the binder when you're making cake pops. Don't do what Pansino did 10 years ago. I've lived, I've learned, and now I am adulting and I am doing it the best way possible. Something I love about these cake pops, they each have different facial expressions, just like Kirby. This is hangry Kirby. That's what I look like in the morning too before I have breakfast and coffee. I get it. Here's little happy Kirby. This is me right after coffee and breakfast. Oh my gosh, this is the before and after. Me before coffee and me after coffee. We have a little surprise Kirby. And this one, I'm just gonna call this chillin' Kirby. He's just like, He's like, If you have any other ideas for any other nerdy nummies, let me know. Leave me a comment down below and I will do my best to make it happen. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, it's free, and ring the bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video because I'm gonna be posting a bunch of videos this year and I don't want you guys to miss it. And again, a big thank you to Nintendo for sponsoring this video, and a reminder, Kirby's return to Dream Land Deluxe is available now at participating retailers as well as on the Nintendo eShop. If you'd like to check out the game, I'll put a link down below. Bye-bye. I should do it like Kirby. Bye-bye.